Hello, it's Greg Grizzly and Gaijin. We're back. We hope you're having a happy day wherever you're listening to this audio content from. As always, we'd like to thank you for your continued support of Greg Grizzly and Gaijin's social media and writing efforts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is episode 027 of the Greg Grizzly and Gaijin, definitely not a podcast show. A light and fluffy look at social media, Japan, Japanese food, expat life, and life in general. As always, your retweets of this and all the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful content that we actively tweet and retweet out on Craig Hoffman 11 on Twitter is appreciated. Thank you in advance for helping us get the good word out about Greg Grizzly and Gaijin. Today we are talking about social media marketing for bloggers and content creators. It's a good show, I hope. I get a lot of emails about social media marketing and how to promote a blog and grow and create marketing opportunities. It doesn't mean I have every answer, but I do have some insight into what works and what doesn't. And you can take it or leave it. Presumably, if you are listening to this audio content, you want to improve your blog and or content and its reach and your reach on social media and Twitter. And that is a very admirable goal and one that is very much attainable. The first thing I'll say about blogging is most content creators, even fairly seasoned ones, will tell you the most important thing about blogging is blogging. And I humbly disagree with that. The most important part of blogging, and really writing too, by the way, is marketing. I've written and talked about it a lot. 80% of what I do on Twitter and on my blog is marketing. And 20% is actually writing and creating content. And I know that disappoints a lot of writers who are really eager to get their ideas out there for everyone to engage and become rich and famous and do all that other stuff. But you are nobody in the beginning. And I know that hurts, and I write that a lot. I'm sorry. And it doesn't mean you're not good. It doesn't even mean that you don't have some talent. But nobody knows who you are. You're on this little virtual island called Hey. As in, hey, look at me. Hey, read me. Hey, click me. And early in the process, nobody can hear you. Nobody can see you. And more importantly, nobody is clicking on you. And you have to change that. And you change that by putting yourself out there. Now, you can yell and scream virtually, and sometimes literally, one supposes, but that doesn't mean people are still going to notice you. If you're on that little virtual island and you light this flame or even scratch help into the virtual sands, it doesn't mean that anyone is going to bother to come along to save you. That's the way it goes. Now, a lot of early content creators in their marketing endeavors reach out to the really, really big people and they tag them and they say, hey, I'm here. Please retweet me. Please engage me. Please love me. And sometimes they do, and that's great on those people. 99% of the time they don't. So really you've just wasted effort. And you look really, in Japanese, bimbo kusai, which is kind of like you act like you're poor, even on social media. Don't do that. You are somebody. People just don't know it. But you have to know it. In my particular case, I went virtual door to door to door to build my Greg Grizzly and Gaijin superfan core. And if you look on my Twitter feed, you'll see a very active and thankfully growing core of great people, content creators, and other wonderful folks who make the daily choice to support Greg Grizzly and Gaijin and all that we do. And yes, that takes a lot of work. But the returns on being a sincere content creator, blogger, writer, and person pays large dividends over time. Early, it's important to invest not in today's growth, but in your future growth. Many of the relationships that I have cultivated now for 2+ years since I have been back in public writing and on Twitter for really the first time have allowed me to create a platform that people want to engage, that people want to be a part of, and that people are eager to share with their cores and other people on social media across a variety of platforms that I myself don't use. I'm a very meat and potatoes social media person. I stick to Twitter and I use WordPress. I know bloggers who use, for example, Pinterest, and that's great. And I know that they have found some gains from that. I know other bloggers who used medium.com to push their stuff out. And I know a few bloggers who don't really blog much, but they sell one-off articles to a variety of publishers. Here, there's a great one, Gaijin Pot, that'll pay you like 7,500 yen. That's about $75 to write an 800 to 1,000 word article, and that's great. I don't really need that in my life, and I'm not being petty about that or looking down on people that do that. I don't really need those one-off articles to keep my lights on, thankfully. So I'm looking for a much bigger carrot in my life. And I think that's also important when you go about blogging and marketing. What's your goal? My goal isn't to get little publishing work, again, for peanuts. And again, that may sound uppity, and if that is, you can stop this audio and not listen, I guess. But it's the truth. My dream is to chase the brass ring until I get it. And I'm going to get it. And so that's also important. You have to believe in what you do. I've written a lot over the course of the last 2 years that you have to believe in you when nobody else does. And that's important in marketing. People have written me, "Oh, Craig, you tweet too much. Oh, Craig, you use this very too much. Oh, Craig, you post too much food. Craig, you're too positive. Craig, you retweet people too much. Craig, you tag people too much." And that all might be true. But it also might not be true. And I can tell you, my data, my analytics, and my numbers, for as much as I pay attention to them, would bear that out. And so when you are marketing, it's important to keep your eye on the prize. I would rather lose 1 or 2 people for being an aggressive tweeter, for tagging someone, and if you complain about that, I let it go. I unfollow you and I block you because you're not part of what I want to do in my social media journey. And I wish you Godspeed to those people. And it happens very rarely. Twice in the last 2+ years have I blocked someone who felt that they were too, quote, good to get tagged by me, or my favorite quote, "I'm not really feeling getting tagged." But they were most appreciative when I was retweeting their books and content. Funny how that works, isn't it? But you have to stay focused on what you're doing. You have to be able to repeat the simple things like tweeting, retweeting, and again and again and again, with little regard for short-term results. And realizing that consistent daily effort doing the simple things like recycling your blog, like creating new content, like repackaging your content, like branching out to some degree into YouTube and other audio formats like this, allows you to reach a larger and greater audience than blogging will likely get you, no matter how many times you post a blog. Today's successful blogger, and I say it often to people who write me, I'm successful on Twitter and in blogging because I'm really good at blogging and writing, and I'm pretty good at everything else like audio, podcast, videos, and marketing. that combination of being wonderful at something but not poor at anything, and willing to put in the work despite the mundane nature of it, has allowed me to create Gray, Grizzled, and Gaijin. So as you are looking to improve your blogging or Twitter or content or whatever it is that you are passionate about, be willing to put in the work. Be willing to do what others will not or cannot do, and stay positive when the returns don't come nearly as fast as you would like. That's it, and have a great, great day.